Hmm. Hmm. Hello, Craig here again. And today we're going to be talking about the second element or aspect of the convening wheel, clarifying intent. But before we do, we're going to be talking a bit today about going back to the heart of the matter. So let me screen share with you once again so that we're clear about the elements that we're talking about. So at the heart of the matter, if you remember in our last session, we really talked about the purpose. Who am I going to be in relationship with others? Not so much what we're going to do yet. That'll come with clarifying intent, but who are we going to be at the heart of the matter? In this session today, we're going to be going to who are we going to be and do. And remember, we have the outer wheel. We'll be talking about design elements of what we'll be doing. Those are the techniques and the things that we do as conveners. And then the inner wheel, the inner design elements, the being elements. And that's what we talked a lot about with the heart of the matter, because it really is about who we're going to be and the expression of our purpose. So as we look at clarifying intent and the difference between intent and purpose, a lot of people say, well, what is the difference? Well, the purpose, as I said earlier, is somatically find the place in the heart. But when we begin to move into our thoughts and we begin to look at our mind, what is the intent of the meeting? Who are we going to be, as well as what are we going to do together? We say it's the alignment of our conscious and unconscious intention with the purpose of our engagement, the alignment. So the principle here is our intent has substance that's acted upon. Now, when we act upon something, we're doing something, right? So the intent has a doing piece to it. So our intent has substance. So we integrate our purpose with our intent to do something. If we think about it this way, we begin to look at it as we're going to be designing something. We're going to be creating an agenda together. What is it that we're going to do together, but also how are we going to be together as well? Now, I stress that a lot. The challenge here, the challenge is doubt, yeah, because doubt is something you think about. Oh gosh, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing it right? Have I made a mistake? When we start to think about what we may have done wrong, we think about, okay, how are we doing it? And how maybe I'm not being the way I want to be, or maybe we're not doing what we want to be doing. So that is really, when you begin to think that way, you know that you're in the aspect of clarifying your intent. So let's look at the main questions. What's my intent for the meeting or the project or the conversation? And how does it align with my purpose, right? So this is an alignment. It's an integration, moving from the heart to the head and the entrainment of the head and the heart, right? Isn't that amazing when we begin to align who we are, who we feel we are at our core, our purpose, and what we're going to be doing together, right? And how does it align with the purpose? Who are we going to be together, and what are we going to do together? Those are the hallmarks of clarifying our intent. Okay, so when I spoke last time about the group that I was working with, the organization that I had worked with 5 months, and then we had our final session where we were going to really bring into outcomes all the work that we have been doing for 5 months. So how did we clarify that intent? What did I ask people? We began the meeting by going around and asking people what their intents were, what they wanted for outcomes, and what were they willing to contribute. Well, I asked them, well, how are we going to do that? And so how we did that was what we broke into small groups, and we asked each other, what is your contribution going to be to the most progressive and highest possible outcome of this initiative that we had? And so we had them talk to each other, not only about what they're going to do together, but who they're going to be and how they're going to be in relationship. So I had them really clarifying their intent. So how can you clarify your intent? How can you integrate your purpose with what you're going to do together? Well, at the beginning, you'll be doing a design or a case study for the training, in this training. And what you're going to be doing in that is you're going to be working with the wheel, and the first two aspects, you're going to be defining your purpose, and then you're going to be taking that purpose and putting it into action with others, right? Because you're convening, by definition, you're working with others. So what you'll do next is you'll begin to look at what is the design that we're going to be doing? What's the agenda? How are we going to be together? What does that look like? So that's what we mean by clarifying intent. Those are the second aspect of the convening wheel. And in the next session, we're going to look at invitation. The invitation. How do we bring the purpose and the intent together to create a genuine invitation? So we'll see you next time. And thank you so much. Be well.